Yeah, so hello guys. Today I want to tell you a story of how I met the governor of Nairobi, Honourable John Sakaja. So I was just there posted in my crib one day, and I think the event was called Nairobi Fest. Most of you were there. Yes, most of you were there. I saw you guys. Anyways, most of you were there, and I was just posted in my crib, and it dawned on me that today is the last day of Nairobi Fest, and I thought it would be a fun experience. Okay, I'm not that social with a lot of people. I don't like crowded places, but I just say, let me just go and get the experience. And so I boarded a matatu and went to the Nairobi Fest. So, me being there, I had no plan of meeting the governor of Nairobi. It was not even in my mind. I just went to have an experience and to learn new things. Every day is a learning process to me. And it dawned on me that nothing in this world goes as planned. Okay, most of the things do not go as planned. You just have to make do with what happens. Adjust yourself. Survive through the suffering to figure out the meaning. That's what I normally do. So I'm just there posted. I had a couple of model friends. They were the ones who influenced me to go to the Nairobi Fest, but I did not want to go, but I just went. I just said, what's the worst that can happen? So we went there. We stayed. I think I was there by 10, and I'm telling you, there was a huge line. It was a long line, and even after I was in Uhuru Park, the line was still long. It covered the whole perimeter of Uhuru Park, and I was like, wow, there are a lot of people. Anyways, that aside, now this is how I met him, the governor of Nairobi, John Sakaja. I was just there posted with my sachet on of Mr. Kasarani, and I was there with my model friends. Then all of a sudden, we saw the governor's committee entering Uhuru Park. Then my friend was like, Naftali, you have the sachet, go and greet him. I was afraid because I knew there are very low chances, minimal chances that I could meet him, because a lot of people wanted to meet him, and plus he had his own squad of security, so it would be hard just to approach him. But I just said, you know what, let me just go and see. Let me go and see the outcome. Plus, I will never know unless I try. You see, so I just tried. So I wore my sachet and walked straight towards him. But he was covered by his bodyguards. So I just asked one bodyguard. I think he was a male bodyguard. I just asked that bodyguard, can I converse with the governor? Then he was like, no. I'm like, hey, okay. He was so strict, but it was something obvious. So I just stood there. I just stood there in front of the governor, and I maintained eye contact. I just made sure I looked at him into his eyes. I made sure I could see my reflection. Yeah, I just made sure I could see my reflection, and all of a sudden I got his attention. After getting his attention, he signaled me, like, then I was like, then I tried to converse with him through hand gestures, and I was like, can I converse with you? As in, I was doing this while I was mouthing the words, can I converse with you? Then he just said, yo, come. So I passed through the bodyguard, like, I passed through the bodyguard, and I greeted him, I shook his hand, we conversed for a little while, exchanged pleasantries, and then I believe it was a good experience. He's also a nice guy. You should go and watch also my previous video of how I met the MP of Kasarani, Honourable Ronald Karori. I think you will find that story very interesting. But what I came to find out is that nothing in this world goes as planned. So I don't think you should be upset when things don't go your way. I just believe you need to survive through the suffering to figure out the meaning. What I mean by that is, you just need to find a way to make it work, even if it does not work. If the plan does not work, if the plan does not work, change the plan. don't cheat the dream or the goal. And so I had one goal. I just wanted to greet him, and I exchanged pleasantries. To my shock, I never expected. And you see, the thing about life is that you never know unless you try. Just try. Like, for example, for me, I'm not a book enthusiast, but this book is called The Racketeer. It's written by John Grisham. I was never a fan of books, but right now I can confidently say that I'm almost done with this book. I'm at chapter 40. At chapter 40, and this book has like 48 chapters. I never knew that I would reach chapter 40, but to my shock, I'm at chapter 40. I feel accomplished in a way, as they can say for me. And this is the first book I'm reading. Okay, I've read the 48 Laws of Power, but online. I had a podcast, but this one I read it. So in the end of the day, I came back home and I was glad that I went. He's also a nice guy, but the lesson that I learned that day is, when you want something, you just go for it. Despite of fear. Fear is actually false illusion that appears real. Because let's say if I didn't go, or if my friend didn't urge me to go, I would come back home and I'll be like, oh, I missed a chance. But at least I went and I shook his hand and we conversed for a little while. Then I bid him farewell. So up till today, I've never regretted that decision, because I believe if I didn't go, right now I'd be regretting. So that should act as an example. If you guys just want to go to do something, you just approach it. Despite the obstacles that are on your way, you just go for it. Because for me, I was so afraid. I even didn't know what I was doing, but I just said, you know what? Let me go and do it. After all, what's the worst that can happen? The only worst thing that can happen to me is me not being able to converse with him, or me not being allowed to converse with him. See, so after that, I came back home and I was grateful, everything. But in this life, you guys just need to focus on yourself. And I think it's my journey towards self-development that made me have that courage. Years back down the line, I wouldn't have done that. But you also need to appreciate the small wins that you make. It's not a must you make a big leap. Just appreciate the small wins that you make, like waking up in the morning and making a bed. That's a win. Because most of us, including me, back then I never used to make my bed when I wake up. But nowadays, immediately when I wake up, I make sure I make my bed. You brush your teeth. Self-grooming is important also. Focusing on yourself, that's how you start building yourself slowly. Then I'm reaching towards it because it's step by step. You see, they say in Swahili they say haba na haba hujaza kibaba. When I translate it to English, it means little by little you'll walk a mile, slowly you'll walk a kilometer, and further on. So just appreciate the small wins that you make. Small wins can be anything, trust me, anything. Even if you've woken up today 6 a.m. and it has not been your habit, you've been waking up. You normally wake up at 7 or 8, but if you wake up at 6 one day, that's a very good progress. You see, that's a very good progress. And the things that will make you be progressive is, one, discipline. Discipline is doing what you don't want to do, but you're doing it even though you don't want to do it. Then there's consistency. Consistency is the endless repetition. You do it in repetition mode. Even if you don't feel like, you just do it. Because right now it's like 12 a.m. Yeah, right now it's 12 a.m. on Friday. The consistency, because I was to do this video before, but I was busy. But right now I just saw that this is the best moment to do it, and I'll upload it on, I think, Saturday. Yeah, after I've edited. So consistency, discipline, and commitment. How are you committed? Because right now, as I've just told you, it's 12 a.m. I'm committed. I'm committed to doing this video, even if I'm sleepy. But I'm committed. You see, I'm very much committed. So you guys also just follow the footsteps, and make sure you have a mentor. A mentor is somebody who has already passed through what you want to go. A mentor is somebody who has already passed through what you will pass through. You see, and I think you should look for an older mentor. Okay, just look for a wise mentor, and I believe he'll teach you. It's not a must. A mentor can be anybody. Even on TikTok, I normally see a lot of mentors there. You can just pick one and they can assist you. But yeah, just see their videos and learn from them. Every day is a learning process. With that, I believe I've come to the end of this video because the minutes are over. So see you next time, and have a nice day.
Namba moja. Yeah, that is clear, no doubt. Well done. Have you guys modeled here? Very nice. It's nice meeting you.